Thank y'all for coming to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a picture of Peachtree. I'm going to be attempting to paint it. And I guess before I begin, I would like to show you or tell you the colors I'm going to use. Is permanent red, doing titanium white, a cobalt blue, burnt sienna, and cadmium yellow. So there's some basic colors. I'm gonna basically paint the entire background with the burnt sienna, and then I'll wipe it down, just kind of toning the canvas. And you gotta forgive me, I've got a cold, so if I cough or sneeze during this, I'll try to muffle it as much as possible. And if you would like, you can go to my Patreon. It is patreon.com/khawk, and I have a $5 donation to where you can give $5 if you would like. If not, that's fine too. Let me get a napkin, so I'm gonna walk in front of the camera for a moment. I apologize for that. All right, so there we go. So the first thing I'm gonna do is the burnt sienna. I have a little bit of Gamsol solution in a jar. I'm gonna try to get this done before anybody gets home. That way I didn't get interrupted, but if I don't finish it, then I apologize. I don't really edit any videos, so in the spirit of that, I'm not going to be editing this one either. Okay, this is the brush that I'm using. It's brand new. It's a Princeton round number 4. I've never used this kind of brush before, but this is the first. So let me get a little bit of burnt sienna there and mix it up down here on my palette. This is a clean palette. You see how good it comes on there. See, look at this line right here. You see that? That lighter color area? That's from the light coming through. I made an easel. This easel's just a little piece of plywood with a T-nut, and I drilled a hole through it, and the T-nut goes through to a quick connect to just a regular camera tripod, and just happened to be a scrap piece of plywood that I've got laying around. Let me move my phone off the top there, and I've got my picture on. Paint. So put a little more down there. Add a little bit more of the Gamsol. The thing about the Gamsol, it does have a little bit of a smell, but it's not very strong. So the reason I do this is because the white, if I leave it on there, I have a tendency to make the colors too bright and not dark enough. So this picture was taken early in the morning on a foggy day. So I'm going to attempt to convey that. And I have to lose my grip there. I'm just holding that with a little, those little pinchers, plastic pinchers. I've got two of them here to where I can put it on the bottom as well, but if it gets to, if the canvas gets to bouncing too much as I'm painting it, then I will put that on there. Put just a little bit more, and then I'll wipe it down. So just give you a little bit of history. I've only been painting now for probably a little over a month, maybe. I'm not doing this to try to teach you how to paint. I'm just doing this because I figure I'd share as I go along. Maybe I'll inspire you to paint too. Just having fun with it. I'm not trying to become a famous painter or nothing. Alright, so I'll let that dry for just a moment. Put my camera back up there. So that's what I'm trying to capture. So I'm not really into super realism, so it may look somewhat like the picture, maybe a little bit different. It's a little bigger brush than, a little fatter brush than what I'm used to for drawing details, so. This limb right here comes out. It makes like a Y here. Curves back across. And it comes up also. Like this. Curves back. Tease like that. I'm just painting my phone. That's one of the limbs. Another one of the limbs comes off the back here. Like this. So I'm just kind of drawing the rough shape of it right now. Not really getting any detail. And there's another limb. Comes to the back. And that goes off and up. Put a little more paint down there. This is all burnt sienna right here. A little too thick. I'm using the gam saw to thin it down. This is just a rough outline. I'm using to paint with. It's really fat as it goes into that trunk. So this tree, part of it is in the light, and part of it is in shadow. This limb kicks out, curves back. Like I said, I'm not getting super in the details. Yeah, I'm just getting the outline of it. See, those little knots, that's what's pretty to me. A little limb that goes off like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to him and try to get permission. There's some leaves right here. So just show that like that. I'm not gonna leave it brown because it's not brown. I'm gonna try to get permission to go out there and paint live. I don't know if they'll give it to me or not. I hope they do. I'll bring y'all along if they do. That way you can actually see what the peach orchard looks like in the wintertime. Got a lot of green right here, so let me a lot of green right there. Right here. There's a little bit that goes across like that. So there's a lot of other peach trees here in the background too. There's one that's right in the middle there. There's another one right here. And it goes like that. Like this. Around this tree there's it's kind of a red dirt around it. I'm assuming it's where they pick the peaches. If I go out there I'll ask. There's like a little road right there. And then over here to the side there's another little peach tree. Said this was on a foggy day, so it's kind of hard to see those trees after this one right here. That's the last one that you can really see in the picture. So draw that. Okay. Easy peasy. Alright. So now that I've got the rough end done, I'm going to clean my brush. Basically what I'm doing is I'm wiping it with a paper towel. Okay, so now I make green by mixing blue and yellow. A lot of these greens in this, because the sun was kind of hitting it from the side a little bit, have a lot more yellow in the green. Than they do the blue. So I'm trying to add a little bit of Gamsol because these are the lower levels, and if we get a little too thick, now it's hard to recover from. Add a little bit of blue over here on the side. Well, we got both sides of the green are darker. One's more blue. And one is more yellow. Now the fun part begins, putting in all the green in there. So more of the lighter colors are coming in from this side right here. Not worried about details at all yet. I'm just putting in big square or shapes. Just doing these little brush strokes. Trying not to get too thick with it. So I'm gonna get this a little bit more yellow mixed in there with it. looking back there in the back. There's some leaves that have a touch of red to them. Some of these back over here, a little bit of red in them. And these down in here. So we'll come back and fill in the grass and the rest of this later on. It's probably a little thicker than probably a little too thick right there, but we'll see how it turns out. So this is my first time talking while painting. And to be fully honest, it's a tad bit distracting. Add a little bit of blue to that. Yellow. Very small touch of red. It's a very muted green, kind of what I really was after. A touch of brown to it. I'm going down here and picking back up this burnt sienna, mixing a little bit of the green and red with it to get a really kind of a darker, add a touch more red to it. Trying to get a darker brown. I'm doing like a burnt sienna and white, and a touch of green. Let that mix over into the other. So I'm going to go back and forth and play with the brown. Pick up just a little bit of that brown. Darker. I'm just letting my brush kind of fade off just a little bit as I do that. I need to tie this in just a little bit better. Pick up a little more white. So I'm going to get the brown first. So I'm not really wiping up my brush. I'm just kind of cleaning my brush just a little bit, just so I can get those darker notes in there before I put any light. I want to keep it to where I'm in control of it. So that was a little too long of a stroke there. So I'm going back in where I washed this, and I'm just putting it in a little deeper. That way it's definitely there. You can see it. I'm going to thicken this up just a little bit. my brush to run out of paint. So this limb, I'm trying to give the illusion like it's coming toward us. Here, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. These are like the peach trees because they've been trimmed back and they have all these little beautiful limbs. You know, they go every which direction. So I really wanted to convey like where limbs have been cut off. So that's a lot of brown right now, but I'll come back in and do like I did down here in the bottom and put different light shades. I gotta come over with green from it as well. So this is a little too much trunk, I think. This brush is a little too big to get what I'm trying to get. Okay, so I'm focused on this enough. I'm gonna kind of work on do a little more green in here and doing a little lighter colors, but I want to put in like, there's like a little kind of a misty road, a grayish color road right there. So I might add a little white in there, that brown. Burnt sienna, I mean. White. That's about it. And then I'm gonna do a little green. I have to add a white to the green. don't know if I really care for this brush. It's not really giving me the strokes that I want. I don't want that hard line there, so you see how I blended it. I don't want this hard line either. Come in here. So just mixed a little more green into it. This canvas is just some cheap canvas from Hobby Lobby. I gotta mix up some more white. Yellow. Blue. Just a little touch of red. Accidentally picking up some of the brown, but I think that's a bad thing. Looks like shadows almost. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera there. Like I said, this brush is pretty big brush. I'm really gonna mute that down. I just kept it dark so that I could do what I was doing just there. So I'm gonna come back in here and do this. It's about as high as I want to go with it. Let's not change that to blue, because that's about where the sky begins. I heard a car door shut. I don't like how it just faded. Okay. I'm gonna go back and add some little hints of green in there. Especially as you come forward, because the fog was not, it didn't affect up too close, it just affected further away. So I messed up there. I need to go back and put that in. Again, I'm just going to take the napkin and pinch the brush. You'll see what I'll do here. So that's dark. That's a pretty big glob of paint too. So that's probably the last stroke I can do on that one. So I'm gonna take this same foggy white, green, blue, yellow, and I mixed a little burnt sienna in there with it, trying to get the color of the grass and the dirt paths around it. So I'll do something a little different there. Darken it up a little bit, I think, just to just a hair. That way I can keep keep a distinction between the tree and the ground. I don't want to do too much of that. I'd like for it to kind of blend together, but pardon me. Just getting over a cold. Still taking medicine for it. So this is the ground that I'm assuming that they walk around on. I'm gonna come in there and put little different stuff in there, like a little green. I don't want that line to be so. Do the same thing down here. Actually, doing detail on that, we're just giving the suggestion that it's there. Alright, so now, time for the sky. I'm gonna do the sky and then I'm gonna come back in after I do the sky and I'm gonna do some more of the leaves. I just don't want to make it so it's so much leaves that you it's just all leaves, you know. That's really what I'm trying to avoid. So we're gonna do a lot of sky. I'm gonna do a lot of blue there on my palette. I'm doing a paper palette, so. And I always start with a light side on the color. Go extra light. And go all the way to dark. And I'm gonna start with the lighter blue. So what I did is I spun my brush around so that you can see there's like dark blue right there. Dark blue, light blue. I think that may even be too blue. Let me put a little more white in it. A touch of burnt sienna. It doesn't take a lot to turn it to gray. Really just kind of mute down that blue a little bit. It's closer to the color. Mind you, when you look through the tree limbs, it's normally darker. What I've been working on is trying not to just straight line, straight line, straight line. You know, you got to break it up just a little bit. That's hard as a new painter. That's probably one of the things I struggle with the most. So I'm gonna come back in and correct that with that dark color on top. After I get done here, let me pull some of that paint down. Really got loaded in the upper part of the brush. I'm gonna keep that little bit of green. I should have thinned the blue out maybe a little bit more. That way I had a little more to build on. Yeah, if you're still with me, I appreciate it. Feel free to leave any comments in the bottom, in the description, you know, little comment area, and I'll do my best to reach back out to you. I'm not left-handed, but I'm trying to practice. Because sometimes it's a little more conducive to be left, you know, use your left hand over your right hand. It would have been better to put the background in first. Like I said, I've only done a few of these paintings, so if you're looking to me for instructions on what to do, I'm not that guy. I just thought people would like to, kind of follow along, see if they can do better. You just have to do peach trees, similar to these. Post it and share with me. Let me see them. I'd like to see what your ideas are on it. Maybe that would help me out. I'm sure there's a ton of people out there that paint that are way better. I gotta get a drink. Gotta move my phone. There's been a couple times I've hit it with paint, but luckily I was able to get it off before it dried. Alright. So now I got some sky in there. I got kind of a color contrast I can play with and really work on getting my greens and my other colors in. Okay, time for me to get another napkin. Once again, I'm just pinching the brush and pulling as I pinch. Still don't have any other color coming out. Okay, so I don't have green on my palette, but red and blue make green, just like the Ziploc bag. I'm gonna come in here and add a little darker green to it. Yeah, this brush is just a little big for my taste for this small of a canvas. I don't know if it's the size or the shape of it. I think I get better results from probably a flatter brush. See, it comes down like it goes tapers. I don't know if I like that. Okay. So now I'm gonna go back and work on the brown. See if I can get these trunks to kind of come to life. That's really what attracted me to this tree, was the way the trunks looked on it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through here and make the darks. Where I think it's gonna be dark out, I'm gonna make that really dark. Now we come and do a little lighter. I'm gonna hit it with just a little light. Now I'm gonna come back with the lightest brown. Just a touch. All right. So I like that pretty good. Ultimately, I'm doing this because I enjoy it. So if I like it, then it's amazing. Straighten that up a little bit. There we go. Please like and subscribe, and I said my Patreon is patreon.com/khawk. My name is Kevin Hawkins. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.